Alright guys, Super Saiyan 4 Full Power Goku is coming to Legends tonight. He looks good. Really good, just off of initial impressions from the Legends information, and it just happened. We can go over his kit because it is released on the official website. Just a couple things to note. It did not seem like he was restricted to GT as much as I would hope. So he is going to be synergizing well with Gohan most likely. He had some new mechanics and just looked overall really good. I actually think his kit is very catered to work well with Gohan because there's a lot of very disruptive abilities. But he also does seem to have a bunch of offensive capabilities too, so here's hoping, right? Let's just go ahead and jump in. A character with two super powerful special maneuvers, Ultra Super Full Power Saiyan 4 Goku joins the fight. Keep in mind, just this art isn't the one of him standing on the rock because this isn't his first introduction as this isn't his introduction to Super Saiyan 4. This is the baby fight. So, you know, Super Saiyan 4 didn't have, or has, the first transformation has already happened. So keep that in mind. That's why the art isn't like that. Strengths, number 1, first special maneuver, all new anti-cover change attack. If an enemy cover changes against your strike or blast arts, deal major damage to the original enemy and 100% of that damage to the incoming enemy as well. I do not recall if the video ever said there was a limit to this. It might be once per switch in, we'll see. But this should very much work against the best team in the game right now, which is the Fusing Gogeta, Revival Gohan, and Ultra Namek Goku, because there is a lot of subcount manipulation, especially with Fusing Gogeta, pre-synchro gauge, reducing subcounts every time it gets hit. The post-synchro gauge Gogeta, reducing subcount by 2, along with subcount manipulation whenever you're using a blue card against Gohan or Gogeta. Number 2, second special maneuver, RR Disrupt, aka Rising Rush Disrupt. If Goku is on standby when you lose the wager during an enemy's Rising Rush, you'll interrupt it. When it seems like your opponent is aiming for a Rising Rush, make sure Goku is on standby. I believe, based on wording alone, this should work even if you switch out mid-enemy combo when they rush. And what I find really funny about this is that Baba as a supporter was so terrible with the max 50% chance to disrupt that they just gave the ability to Goku. It's kind of funny in my opinion. Number 3, powerful offensive unique gauge. The unique gauge starts as release type and grants 50% to damage and 40% to crit rate. Number 4, start high powered combos from strike and blast arts. Draw special move arts the third time you use a strike or blast arts and even get 30% to special move damage. Land a combo, then finish with the special move arts. With everyone's strength united, attain full power and overwhelm your foes using unimaginable force. He is green. I do believe that the Legends information said that he was a range type, so he should work with Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta in that department. He's on quite a few tags. He's on Sunfam, well, I guess not that many, but Sunfam, Saiyan, and GT. All 3 can be used, especially after he releases. They did say for GT they're putting all bunch of the units onto featured boost or Z tier boost. I believe the most recent ones, Spirit Bomb, or Zenkai Spirit Bomb Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, they all are going to be on featured boost, and I believe Super 17 and maybe Omega are on Z tier. So keep that in mind. Z ability 4. If GT or Sun Family base blast attack and defense 42%, and if GT you get 5% blue card damage. Sure. His ultra ability is GT. Strike attack. Has armor, so charge in without fear of enemy blast darts. You'll even recover health on activation. It does have blast armor, of course, and on activation, health plus 4%. Blast card. Get a boost to damage on activation. On activation, damage is 15% for 10 counts. That's actually pretty significant. You can definitely stack this quite a few times if you have a full hand of blast. Blue card. Greatly restore the vanishing gauge on hit, helping you maneuver more easily. Massive damage. On activation, blue card damage plus 50%, and on hit, vanishing gauge plus 70%, ally sub count -2, and it has blast armor. Keep in mind this is on hit where he gets the vanishing restoration, the vanishing gauge restoration, so you can't just willy-nilly pop it, and even if you miss, you don't get it. Kind of like, I guess, the blue, what is it, the tag, Super Saiyan Blue, Goku and Vegeta from the Broly movie, the Goku side, he just gets it on activation. This is on hit. Keep that in mind. Green card. This special arts is wide range, making it easier to steal a turn for offense. Since you gain hand protection and special cover change notification on hit, continuing into a combo is easy. Another AoE green. That's great. On activation, health 10% and ki plus 50. On hit, draw a card, unique gauge plus 20%, nullify cover changes, and protect hand. Kind of similar to Gohan in that aspect. And it is comboable. Ultimate, get a boost to crit damage on activation, plus on hit, you'll reduce the enemy's ki by 100. It does supreme damage. On activation, you get 30% ult damage and crit damage, and then you nullify endurance. And on hit, enemy ki minus 100. It does have blast armor, of course. Main ability, charge the unique gauge by 100%. That can switch it back to release type for a huge firepower boost, making it the perfect time to land an ultimate art. Destroy a card, then draw ultimate arts next. Health 30%, ki plus 50, unique gauge 100%, cancel attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions, and remove card slot sealed. Health and ki good, of course. Unique gauge is good. It did say it started as a release type, then turned into something else. I can't remember. We'll get into that eventually. But canceling attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions is gonna be very good because arts cost from Gohan, I don't know, maybe 13 doesn't have arts cost. Who else has arts cost that is relevant right now? Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. I guess those are the main two that I can think of. Card slot seal, I believe Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is the only relevant character with that right now. I can't think of anyone else. Wait, no, that's not true. Android 13 has it. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta does not have it. He has... Well, yes, he does. It's card slot, not card seal. No. Reverse hit, my bad. 13 does not have it. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta does have it. And I believe he's the only relevant. Starter ability. With at least one tag GT ally, you'll get an additional boost to damage and damage guard, as well as endurance. Okay, so it does seem like they restricted it. Damage 310. This is just the base. Damage 310%, damage guard 240%, Q recovery plus 100%, and then draw speed plus 1. And then also, if at least one other allied battle member is GT, he gets 20% damage, 20% damage guard, and what is it? Endurance, 50% recovery. Okay, so that is a decent restriction. I kind of do wish they would lean more heavily into restricting this, because 20% it could be good, but at the same time, not really. Keep in mind, Gohan does have 200, I believe it was 285% damage guard at peak performance. But this guy is getting up to 330% damage and 260% guard, so I don't know, we're gonna have to see. We'll see. He will have ultra level stats, keep that in mind, but at least restricting the endurance is good. Unique abilities. Goku has plenty of strong abilities in addition to Rising Rush Disrupt and the powerful new maneuver anti-cover change attack. Offensive, when you use 3 Striker Blast Arts, you draw a special move arts and get a 30% boost blue card damage. Defensive, when you're hit 3 times by enemy blue card or strike or blast arts, you'll seal their strike, blast, and special arts. That sounds very strong. On battlefield entry, draw a card if hand has 3 or fewer, 15% HP, Q plus 40, cover null, and type neutral defensively. Yeah, defensively. One thing to note, his cover change is based on him entering, not him using a card, so it's going to be kind of easy to waste this if you're in neutral and both of you are just trying to gain priority. Based on strike and blast arts used, uses reset on switch or special move arts used. Okay. First and on, damage card penetration, 20% 10 counts. That is stacking. That's kind of crazy. And third strike and or blast arts used and on. Draw a blue card next, key 50, and special move damage plus 30%. So you're pretty much always guaranteed to end with a blue card, which is kind of reminiscent of units like Ultra Super Gogeta. Also reminiscent of... there's one unit that had something similar to this. I can't remember who it was. I'm completely blanking. I know it's kind of obvious choice. Let me think. Who draws a blue card on their unique gauge filling? I know Super Gogeta does. He's the main one, I believe. Is there another one? I might just be confusing Super Gogeta with someone else. I'm looking at all the Legends Limited. Oh, yeah, of course. Ultimate Gohan. How could I forget? Yeah, it's Ultimate Gohan. He has pretty much similar gauge. But yeah, this seems very strong. And let's go on to the defensive side. One on battlefield based on times hit by enemy strike and blast arts. First and on, all enemy strike and blast arts cost +5. So we're doing this, 10 count is insane too. That is the Beast Gohan effect. That is the Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta effect. That is... who else has something like this? Beast Gohan. Who else has this? Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta we talked about. Ultra UI or Ultra Blue UI post transformation has that. I believe those are the main ones. But yeah, that is, we already know how annoying that can be. So canceling and nullifying attribute downgrades is going to be extremely important now. Extremely. And the third time, steals enemy strike, blast, and special arts. This is a kind of stronger version of what the 1% sparking red Gotenks had from part 1 of Legends Fest. If he got hit 3 times with any card, he destroyed cards, reduced key, and I believe that was it. But sealing is obviously stronger, because if you switch out, you can force draw cards and get past Gotenks' Disrupt. When on battlefield, an enemy activates Special Move Ultimate, Awaken Arts, or Rising Rush, he gets 15% HP 3 times. No buff. Oh, also if at least one other ally battle member's GT, ally subcounts -5 and cancel enemy buff effects 3 times. So they actually did restrict him more. That's actually pretty significant. Subcount manipulation and buff effect removal tied to him having GT battle member, that is very strong. Unfortunately, if he's slotted into the best team in the game to replace defusing Gogeta, Gohan already has subcount manipulation. Albeit it is only 5 counts, so you can rush automatically, but keep that in mind. When on standby, an enemy Rising Rush wager is lost, activate Rising Rush Disrupt and enter battlefield. When enemy cover changes against strike and blast arts... Oh, okay, so this is both his new mechanics. Activate anti-cover change attack and deal major damage to outgoing enemy. Also deal 100% of the damage to incoming enemies. It is... Oh. Yeah, type neutral. So if you're in the middle of a combo and the enemy switches or cover changes, You'll deal damage both ways, going type neutral. And you'll still be able to continue the combo. So this is a stronger version of Covernal. Although it does say it is limited to one time. Why? Why is that only... How much damage is this gonna do? Major damage? It's not massive damage. That's like 2023 blue card damage. Yeah, some things we're gonna have to test out. Is this nullified by special cover changes? Does this activate during cover null? But yeah, I don't see why it's only limited to one time. I would say at least give it like 2 or 3, and then it's reset. It's 3 times total, but it resets onto the switch out, kind of similar to Red Broly's lock-in mechanic. You have to switch out before you can use it the second time. But of course, all of my quote-unquote complaints about this is going to tie directly into how much damage this does. If this does enough damage, then yeah, you should limit it to 1. But who knows? But yeah, this the Rising Rush wager losing the RR Disrupt, it is one time, of course, and it does seem like it works even if the enemy activates the Rising Rush against Goku on the battlefield, and even if you switch out. And it does. I don't think this is affected by cover null, which is a good thing. I will say though, this is gonna work extremely well with best quote-unquote best enemy game. This guy next to Gohan and Namek Goku, because a lot of the times I find myself using a Rising Rush to just get rid of one of the second lives, whether it be Gohan Survival or KO Guard. So the fact that he has this means even if you rush that team, you're wasting a rush and he's gonna be able to block it. So one of the second lives that you were planning on getting rid of isn't gonna be getting rid of, right? So this is gonna most definitely make it so that even more games are going to timer counts. So having damage is gonna be very important, or you just gonna have to cycle through another rush really quickly. But that's not a very reliable strategy when facing that team. But yeah, this is definitely gonna make that team more annoying. We'll see. He does have a strike cover change, and it is comboable into the blue card. And this is the unique gauge. Starts as release type. While release type, you'll get 50% to damage, 40% to crit rate, and abnormal conditions will be nullified. When it reaches 0, the unique gauge will switch to sustained damage type. Getting hit by enemy arts will charge it greatly. Charge it all the way back up to switch to release type again. Okay, so it does switch between release type and sustained damage type. It starts at release type with 100%. While release type, damage plus 50%, damage guard plus 20%, and then crit rate plus 40%, and then nullify abnormal conditions, so that's like bleed, paralysis, poison, stuff like that. Not many characters have any of those abilities nowadays, unless you have someone on bench that gives cards that you're using those abnormal conditions. Most notably, what I've been using is Purple Goten for the Paralysis Blast card. So yeah, he does get additional damage card and damage, or damage card is going to be more important. So I believe that does bring him up to Gohan's level. Release type, when unique gauge reaches 0, switch to sustained damage type. When unique gauge becomes full, switch to release type. Draw screen card next. Health plus 20%, cancel attribute downgrades. And then the sustained damage type charges greatly each time when hit by enemy arts. Decreases when on battlefield the release type. Okay, so sustained damage type greatly. So what I'm thinking is probably Baby. He charges his full unique gauge when he gets hit 3 times. Let's look for it. Yeah, greatly. So it does seem like 3 times, unless it just changes the wording. But yeah, 3 times isn't a lot at all. Yeah, he gets hit 3 times, especially with the amount of damage guard he has. He'll be fine. Okay, first impression, or first look through, he looks very good. Let's tally up his damage real quickly. Let's see. He gets 30% off of the leader slot. He's stacking damage here, but I won't count that. Where is main ability? Main ability doesn't give him damage. Star ability, so he's at 340. If he's on GT, he's at 350. Where else? He gets damage card penetration, which is insanely powerful, but I'm not going to count that. What are we at? 350 right now? And then he gets damage on his gauge. 400% damage. Is that good? Yeah, that's, if you guys couldn't tell, that's pretty damn powerful. Damage guard wise, he's getting 240% base, additional 20% if used next to GT, 260%, and then he gets it off of his unique gauge. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. 260, and then yeah, it doesn't seem like it. He gets 280%. So yeah, Gohan at 285%. This guy has 280%. But the difference in that 5% is that this is a lot. Goku's full damage guard potential is a lot easier to gain. If you recall, for Gohan, he got damage guard off of being 14 star. He had damage guard getting off of like his gauge popped or something. This seems like it's going to be a lot easier to obtain his full damage guard potential, and more often it seems. I will say this guy does seem to work really well with Gohan, just based off of the amount of he has a second life again, which is something that is better than Frieza and Gogeta. He does not have a second life. He relies on Namek Goku. So essentially, that team is gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lives. Good luck with that. But on the other hand, this guy can work against Gohan because he is green. He has a lot of damage. He does have punishment against cover changes, because that best team in the game does have a lot of ways to manipulate sub count. The Rising Rush Disrupt is going to help that, but so like he has 2 abilities which kind of negate each other in the way they affect how the best team in the game is going to work. On one hand, the Rising Rush Wager, man, that's hard to say, is going to help the team because that means they're going to live longer, they're going to have all their second lives more accessible. But the cover change nullification, or the anti-cover change attack is gonna damage that team because it's more damage and it punishes sub-count manipulation. But I will say it does seem like it's gonna help it more than it hurts it, because this is only limited to 1 time. I really do wish they made it maybe 3 times and it resets every time he switches out, or every time he comes back in. But he does have a lot of maybe not. He actually doesn't have that much disrupt now that I think about it. He has this main one. The ceiling is very powerful and the arts cost is very powerful. But he doesn't have any kind of card destruction, I don't believe. He doesn't have key reduction anywhere. Even on his same damage type when it fails, it just gives him buffs. So yeah, he doesn't have like insane amounts of disrupt like I think we've seen before, but at the same time he does look very powerful. Not that many. He does have an AoE green, so that team is gonna have 3 AoE greens accessible. He doesn't have too much cover change nullification. It's not excessive, like 10 counts. Unique gauge. He doesn't have any extra charge rate, but it shouldn't really be a problem because it is release type. Um, he's gonna be doing a lot of crit damage. But yeah, he does look very good. I do like how they did attempt to restrict at least more than just the numbers. To GT, he does get the damage and damage guard and the endurance, which is a big one. Kind of very similar to Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku. He gets indestructible only when used on a full Daima team. So I think that will help. His buff removal and suck out manipulation is also tied to him having GT battle members, which I do like. Do I think it's gonna be enough? Probably not. That team already has so many second lives that him not having a second life isn't really gonna be that big of a deal. But it will surely certainly help. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about him. He looks insanely powerful. But yeah, happy summoning. Hope you guys get what you want, and I will see you guys tonight for the Data Mines breakdown. See ya.